Good morning, good morning. It's Ash of Asheric Meditation. I'm here to finish reading Good Citizens, Creating an Enlightened Society by our friend Thich Nhat Hanh, or you can call him Thai. There's so few pages left of this book, two tiny little parts of this book left. So I'm going to read them together and upload them together on YouTube. So if you want to catch the entirety of this book later today, you will be able to do that. My YouTube is called Asheric Meditation. I keep forgetting. Thank you so much, Emmy, for the likes. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Yes, so we're just going to jump right in. I'm a little bit sad that we're almost done this book, but I do have another one of Thai's that I'm going to read after this one. And it is called The Art of Communicating by Thich Nhat Hanh. So that's going to be the next one we read. Hello, Rich. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it, guys. And yeah, so we're going to jump in and finish this book. Section 8, Sangha is key. Building our global community. So if you remember other parts of this book or the other two that I've read on the YouTube, the Sangha is our community, our spiritual community. It is difficult to make change alone. In the Sangha, the community of people who share the path of spiritual practice, there is a powerful collective energy of mindfulness and concentration. It can help us make a breakthrough. It ignites our insight. We want to offer the path of the Buddha to the world. We want to use the kind of non-sectarian language by which we can share the wisdom of the Buddha with the world. Our practice together of walking, sitting, breathing, eating, or even brushing our teeth is very important. Our collective practice is the foundation of our success. We can help each other not to sink into the past and not to cling to our pain and sorrows of the past. Our community can be our refuge. When we practice with the Sangha, it's easier than practicing alone. The collective energy of the Sangha helps us to transform more quickly. Sometimes something may carry us away, but thanks to the collective practice, we can regain our solidity. Even if we're distracted, our Sangha can help us remember to come back to the present moment, to touch what is positive, to touch our own peace, and to see how to undo the difficulty. The beloved community. The Sangha doesn't need to be Buddhist. Buddhism is made of non-Buddhist elements anyway. When I met Martin Luther King Jr. in Chicago in 1966, we spoke about Sangha building. We met and had tea together before going to a press conference. In that press conference, Martin Luther King came out against the Vietnam War. I told the press that his activities for civil rights and human rights went along perfectly with our efforts in Vietnam to stop the killing and to bring peace to the land, and that we should support each other. Martin Luther King Jr. was young at the time, and I was also young. We spoke a few times about the beloved community. Without the beloved community, nothing can be done. The beloved community is the Sangha. The Buddha couldn't have done anything without his Sangha. Pardon me. That's why, after his enlightenment, he went to the deer park near Benares, hoping to find his 5 former co-practitioners there. And he built a Sangha of 6 people in the deer park. The Sangha grew into a Sangha of 60 people, then 900, and in just 1 year there were 1,250 ordained members. My last meeting with Martin Luther King Jr. was in Geneva, just a few months before his assassination. We were both there to participate in a peace conference called Pacem in Terris, Peace on Earth. He invited me to come up to his room on the 11th floor for breakfast. I was late because I'd been detained by journalists. When I finally came up to his room, he was still waiting, and he had kept my breakfast warm. When he was shot, I was in New York City, sick with the flu. I was in despair when I heard what had happened. Now, as I look back, I see that the seeds we planted have not been lost. They have begun to sprout and grow. The beloved community, the expression he used for the Sangha, is there. You can recognize it as a Sangha, although it doesn't have that name. Imagine the President of the United States being surrounded by many advisors, including advisors from industry and the military. He is a politician. Is the Sangha strong enough and present enough to help and support him so that he can remain himself? This is a question I have put to myself. We should do something to show him and our other political leaders that the Sangha is here supporting them. When the Buddha met King, When the Buddha met King Prasenjit for the first time, my apologies for mispronouncing this name, it was in northern Koshala. During that meeting, the king told the Buddha, Lord Buddha, every time I see your Sangha, I have more and more confidence in you. The Sangha was the work of the Buddha, and without the Sangha, the Buddha would not have been able to realize his dreams. Like Martin Luther King Jr., the Buddha dreamed of relieving the world of suffering. It's a noble dream. Each of us can do something to help relieve the suffering in the world, but none of us can do it alone. Practicing with the Sangha. In the Sangha, there are those who bring happiness to many people. There are those monastics and lay people who cook very well, and there are those who make wonderful bread. There are those who take care of the garden beautifully and grow wholesome, nutritious, organic vegetables. There are those who organize festivities in a very beautiful, creative way. There are those who don't have these talents, but when they do sitting meditation, they are very happy, and when they walk, they are also very happy, and this brings happiness to others. Such people are of great benefit to the Sangha. Such people everybody contributes their part. You don't need to be exactly like others. This is true whether you are thinking of your family as your Sangha or of the larger beloved community. Everyone has their own abilities. Somebody must be the Sangha's eyes, somebody must be the ears, somebody must be the feet, and somebody must be the hands. You don't need to be like others, you just need to be yourself. You contribute your own parts as yourself. You don't need to have perfect health or a perfect mind without any worries or anxiety. You can still have some pain in your body or some pain in your mind, but thanks to the practice, you can create more joy, peace, and understanding that nourishes you, nourishes the Sangha, and nourishes the world. The hill of the 21st century. The 21st century is like a hill, and when we are climbing the hill of the 21st century as a Sangha, I'm sure that I misread that sentence. One sec, I'll start this section over. The 21st century is like a hill, and we are climbing the hill of the 21st century as a Sangha. I'm sure that if we continue to climb beautifully, enjoying every step, when we arrive and look down, it will be very beautiful. Everything depends on how we climb the hill of the century. Each step should be love. Each step should be forgiveness. Each step should be healing and transforming. We walk in such a way that each step brings peace, happiness, and awareness of our common humanity. We don't want to walk in any other way. We want to walk in such a way that every step becomes healing, nourishing, and transformative. Every time we sit in such a way that the world can profit from our sitting. We are solid, relaxed, calm, and happy while sitting. We sit as though we are sitting on a lotus flower and not on a heap of burning charcoal. When we eat our breakfast, we eat in such a way that makes peace, joy, and freedom possible. And that makes life possible because when we're truly present, we can enjoy all the wonders of life inside us and around us. Eating our breakfast is like a deep practice. You are always there for yourself and for your family, your community. You are not carried away by the past or the future. You are really there in order to eat your breakfast. Your breakfast is available to you, and you are available to the breakfast. You are available to the Sangha, and the Sangha is there and available to you, always dwelling in the present moment. The Buddha said that the past is already gone and the future is not yet here, so there is only one moment when you can be truly alive, and that is the present moment. Therefore, our determination and practice are to always stay in the present moment. The present moment is the door to healing and transformation. Together, we make the world. We hear of the suffering around the world and we want to help. The problem is that we're too busy. We have no time, no energy for our fellow human beings, whether we are here or abroad. That is the main obstacle. Many of us feel we don't have enough time, even for ourselves and our family. So how can we reach out and help people across the world? How can we reach out to people who feel left alone in their struggles for democracy, independence, and so on? Our good intention is there. The willingness to help is there. But often we feel we don't have enough means to help. We need to liberate ourselves from our too busy lives. We want to help others, but often we are so busy running around, we feel we don't have time to do anything else. As a Sangha, we can help each other prioritize healing the world. We can reorganize our individual and collective lives in order to be with each other in a more intimate and beneficial way. Whether the 21st century becomes a century of spirituality depends on our capacity to build Sanghas. Without a Sangha, we will become victims of despair. We need each other. We need to congregate, to bring together our wisdom, our insight, and our compassion, and make the Sangha like a family. We should give up focusing only on our personal desire and see the earth as our true home, a home for all of us. Now is the time when we have to build the Sangha of all nations. We invite everyone to look deeply into our situation. We invite everyone to speak out and spread the message. If we fail in this task of Sangha building, then the suffering of the 21st century will be indescribable. One step. We must learn to speak out so that the voice of the Buddha, the voice of Jesus, the voice of Muhammad, and all of our spiritual ancestors can be heard in this dangerous and pivotal moment in history. We should offer our light to the world so it will not sink into total darkness. Everyone has the seed of awakening and insight within his or her heart. Let us help each other touch these seeds in ourselves and in others so that everyone will have the courage to speak out. We have the tools, we have the path, we have the ability with practice to have right insight. All we need to do is to begin. With one step, with one breath, we can commit to living our daily lives in a way that brings happiness and well-being to the planet, to our beloved communities, and to ourselves. That was the completion of section 8 of this book, Good Citizens, Creating an Enlightened Society. There is one last little part here that I'll read for you. It is titled The Manifesto 2000. So the year 2000. Some years ago, I had the opportunity to sit down with many Nobel Peace Prize winners to discuss how to help transform violence in the world so that children will benefit. Together, we drafted a text called Manifesto 2000. Pardon me. We also proposed that the United Nations declare the first 10 years of the 21st century to be a decade for nonviolence and peace. Our proposal was accepted by the United Nations and they issued a decree, ARIS 53129, declaring that the year 2000 be the intentional year for the culture of peace and that the decade 2001 to 2010 be the international decade for the promotion of the culture of nonviolence and peace for the children of the world. Although we did not solve the world's problems in these 10 years, the manifesto became a good guide that many people use. You may prefer using the language of the Manifesto 2000 to the 5 mindfulness trainings, although the content is the same. So far, 75 million people have signed the manifesto, including heads of state and other prominent figures. Manifesto 2000 for a culture of peace and nonviolence. Because the year 2000 must be a new beginning, an opportunity to transform altogether the culture of war and violence into a culture of peace and nonviolence. Because this transformation depends on participation of each and every one of us and must offer young people and future generations the values that can inspire them to shape our world based on justice, solidity, liberty, dignity, harmony, and prosperity for all. Because the culture of peace can underpin sustainable development, environmental protection, and the well-being of each person. Because I am aware of my share of responsibility for the future of humanity, in particular to the children of today and tomorrow, I pledge in my daily life, in my family, my work, my community, my country, and my religion to 1. Respect the life and dignity of each human being without discrimination or prejudice. 2. Practice active nonviolence, rejecting violence in all its forms, physical, sexual, psychological, economic, and social, in particular towards the most deprived and vulnerable, such as children and adolescents. 3. Share my time and material resources in a spirit of generosity to put an end to exclusion, injustice, and political and economical oppression. 4. Defending freedom of expression and cultural diversity, giving preference always to dialogue and listening without engaging in fanaticism, defamation, and the rejection of others. 5. Promote consumer behavior that is responsible and develop practices that respect all forms of life and preserve the balance of nature on the planet. And 6, contribute to the development of my community with the full participation of women and respect for democratic principles in order to create together new forms of solidity. That was Good Citizens, Creating an Enlightened Society. I hope you guys enjoyed this title. Thank you so much, Daryl. Hello, good morning. I hope you enjoyed this title. As you know, it's going to be uploaded to my YouTube, Asheric Meditation. You will also find Calming the Fearful Mind, A Zen Response to Terrorism on my YouTube. You will also find No Mud, No Lotus, The Art of Transforming Suffering. These are all by Thai. And our next book that we're going to start next week is The Art of Communicating. These 4 books, they're just little books, but I read them every year. They're such good wisdom to keep us in check and in touch with the world around us. I recommend everyone to go out and search for these books just so that you can have them on your bookshelf and you can enjoy them anytime you need to, and you can share them with your loved ones. It's fantastic wisdom. I'll probably be reading these books until I am old and gray. All right, thank you guys so much. I'm gonna tootle off the internet and upload this this video to the YouTube for all of you guys. Thank you so much, Daryl. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And it's Friday, so happy Friday. I hope you have a very fun and safe weekend. I hope the weather is beautiful where you guys are. Today's a little bit overcast, so I'm gonna enjoy a nice cozy day indoors. Awesome, I'll see you guys again soon.